بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. نويت تعلم وتعليم وتذكر وتذكير نفع انتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وبسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى. ثم الصلاة والسلام سرمدا على النبي خير من قد وحد وآله وصحبه ومن تبع سبيل الدين الحق غير مبتدع. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says then, may eternal praise and peace be upon the Prophet, the best of all monotheists, and his family, companions, and those who follow the way of the religion of reality without innovation. And those who follow, this will be the second generation of the Prophet ﷺ's ummah, as well as the third generation of the Prophet ﷺ's ummah, ala jihat al-khusus in particular. And that based upon the tradition inside of the Sahih al-Bukhari, when the Prophet spoke about the khairiyah of this ummah, when the Prophet said, khairun nas qarni, that the best generation of people is my generation. And that means the Sahaba, who we spoke about. ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ, and then those who follow them. And that's the term here. They're called the tabi'in. The tabi'in, the followers. ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ, and then those who follow them. And then they're going to be known by the same term, atba', at-tabi'in. And so the first three generations, often, quote unquote, the term salaf can be employed for them. Okay, although it's not really just limited to those first generations, it can actually go beyond, according to many of the ulama. But the salaf here are the first three generations of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, as well as the tabi'in, i.e. the students of the companions, okay, and as well as the atba' tabi'in, who the students of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. From the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, according to the Imams of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, are beyond question, they're beyond investigation. The hukm of the companions of the Prophet are the legal ruling, kulluhum udul. Every single companion of the Prophet ﷺ, udul, is upright, fiqh, to the point we don't even investigate the biographies of the companions radiallahu anhum wardahum inside of the science of jarh wa ta'adil, inside of the science of the criticism or the critical analysis, may be better, of those people of the transmission who transmit the words of the Prophet ﷺ, what we know as the Senate, as opposed to the tabi'ina. And the tabi'in are the direct students of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and they were divided into three types: the elders, mid, as well as the youngsters amongst the tabi'in radiallahu anhum wardahum, and then likewise also their students similar, who are called the atba' tabi'in, the followers of the followers, or the students of the students. And an example, mashallah ta'ala, of the followers of the Prophet ﷺ is the great Imam Uwais al-Qarni, rahimahullah ta'ala al-Yamani, the great, some consider the greatest of the tabi'in, of the second generation. And others, the likes of the great Imam Sayyidina Sa'id ibn Musayyib, rahimahullah ta'ala, the most knowledgeable man of the tabi'in, and the most of the ulama will have, radiallahu ta'ala anhum wardahum. And the likes of Abu Salama, who's the son of Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, and the likes of Salim, who's the son of Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab, radiallahu ta'ala anhu wa ardahum. And a great number of the Imam al-Zuhri, the great Shihab al-Zuhri, rahimahullah ta'ala, the Imam of Damascus, the Imam of Medina, rahimahullah ta'ala. All of these are considered from the tabi'in, and the actual students of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Thabit al-Bunani, al-Ata, mashallah ta'ala, Qatada, great number, they're from the tabi'in. But then likewise also there are the students of the students, and then the Imams rahimahullah ta'ala. You can give an example there of the fuqaha, and the Imams rahimahullah, like Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, Nu'man ibn Thabit, so he's a student of the students of the companions radiallahu anhum wardahum. Although there is an opinion that Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala was a tabi'i, that he connects directly to the companions in the tradition that he had seen Anas ibn Malik rahimahullah ta'ala in the Suq of Basra when he was roughly 8 years of age. But usually in the science of jarh, it's not just about with the Sahaba, yes, seeing or being with the Prophet ﷺ, but with every other generation, it's about taking have to be a student to actually take knowledge from them. And so although someone will include Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala as a tabi'i, what is going to be sound that Abu Hanifa is an atba' tabi'i, and Allah ta'ala knows best. He's a student of the companions. Whereas all of the rest, the Imams like the Imam Malik ibn Anas rahimahullah ta'ala al-Himyari, or the likewise Imam al-Shafi'i radiallahu anhu, or Muhammad ibn Idris, al-Muttalibi, and they are all going to be what? Students of the students, atba' tabi'in radiallahu ta'ala anhum wa ardahum. And Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, there is a sort of discussion as to whether he's from that generation or the generation after. Is he from the third generation or is he from the fourth generation, the fourth of the great Imams of fiqh rahimahullah ta'ala, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani rahimahullah ta'ala. Okay, and this is as the Imam rahimahullah ta'ala wants, and his salat wa salam, may eternal prayers and peace be upon the Prophet, the best of all monotheists, and his family, his companions, and all those who follow. And remember, mashallah, all those who follow, no doubt, is not limited just to the Salaf, the aforementioned, but also the Khalaf. And those, mashallah ta'ala, were people of ittiba'a, libtida'a, the people who follow the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and obeying the prophetic commandment, which is the divine instruction, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِ. Say, if you truly love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِ, then follow me. يُحْبِبْكُمْ Allah, وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذَنُوبَكُمْ. Allah will love you and forgive you all of your sins. And so that's not limited just to the first three generations, but likewise the fourth and the fifth and the sixth, unto the day and age in which we live in, and likewise up until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises His word subhanahu wa ta'ala and raises the prayer Jalla Jalaluh, yani wa ta'ala ta'adhamatu, the last generation of the Muslims. And so there are always people who adhere to the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam until proximate to the end of time. And so all of them are contained within inside of the dua of the Imam rahimahullah ta'ala. Those who follow the way of the religion of reality. Yeah, and that's the religion that the Prophet ﷺ came with. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He is the one who sent His messenger bideen al-haq, with the religion of reality, لِيُظْهِرُوا عَلَى دِينِ كُلِّ, in order that it manifests over all other ways, okay, regardless of whether the disbelievers or the idolaters detest that or uphold that. Hakada, the religion of the Rasul ﷺ will be made manifest without any type of innovation, ibtida'a. They're not people of innovation. And the Imams rahimahullah ta'ala, the term that the religion employs for innovation is bid'ah. Bid'ah. When you say without innovation that is considered to be madhmoom, considered to be blameworthy. Okay, because bid'ah, yani ni'matan al-bid'atu bid'atani. Bid'ah is of two generic types, bid'atu mamduha or bid'atu madhmooma. A good bid'ah, but likewise also a bad bid'ah. A good bid'ah and likewise also a bad bid'ah. Praiseworthy bid'ah, innovation, and likewise a blameworthy innovation. The term bid'ah in the Arabic language, the basis of bid'ah, that it's fi'lullah. That there is attributed to God subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah ta'ala of His names is al-badi'. Al-badi', like Allah in Surah Al-Baqarah, badi' as-samawati wal-ard. Allah ta'ala is the badi', the innovator of the heavens and the earth. Jalla Jalala wa ta'ala ta'adhamatu. And in that sense, you're only attributing the innovative, quote, and creative power of the divine subhanahu wa ta'ala to that which is praiseworthy, that they're clear. But likewise also upon the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the like can also hold true. Of the fuqaha radiallahu anhum wardahum, they divide any bid'ah into what? Into the ahkam al-khams, into the five sort of legal rulings. You can have a bid'ah that is haram. Okay, bid'ah is haram, and that's what you often find inside of the science of theology. Okay, as the Prophet ﷺ said that my ummah will divide into 73 quote-unquote different manifestations. 72 of them inside of a riwayah are inside of hell, the Prophet ﷺ said. And those 72 that the Imams rahimahullah ta'ala, they're going to divide the 72 into 6 different archetypes. And beneath 6 archetypes, there are going to be 12 different manifestations. This is inside of what the science of al-milal wa nihl, what we call the science of heresology. And so any of those that are from quote-unquote these sort of archetypes of theological innovation, then that's going to be considered to be something that is haram. So like somebody speaks about the Khawarij, the theology of the Khawarij is haram. Or someone's going to speak about the Mu'tazila, their theology haram. Somebody speaks about the Murji'ah, and their theology haram, or the Qadariyah, their theology haram, etc. Okay? These are something you study inside of Milal wa Nihal. Likewise, also the Imams can give an example of a bid'ah that is makruh. And again, this is more so shift now to what we would consider to be law, because bid'ah can relate to theology and belief, or it can relate to issues of the law. So when we get to sort of issues of the law, as an example, the Imams can give like tazyeen al-masajid. So, tazyeen al-masajid, decorating the mosques. So they say the decoration of mosque is going to be considered to be something that is makruh. It's an innovation. In the time of the Rasul, there was no decoration. What was on the walls of the Prophet sallallahu masjid? You sure? There was just about in the age of the Prophet sallallahu, and that the Imams can continue to be somewhat contentious. There was just about suraj lights in the mosque of the Prophet sallallahu, in tradition of saying Tamim ad-Dari, rahimahullah ta'ala. Tamim ad-Dari, the great Imam from Palestine, rahimahullah ta'ala. Saying Tamim ad-Dari, rahimahullah ta'ala, that he was from Palestine, who meets the Antichrist in the Hadith of Sahih Muslim. Saying Tamim ad-Dari, he's going to bring and put suraj lights in the mosque of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Okay, that there is not blameworthy, but what we're trying to show is that that's as good as it got, and a lot of the Imams are not even going to embrace it in the age of saying Tamim ad-Dari, although that's the tradition, mashallah ta'ala, it's a tradition that Tamim ad-Dari did that the Prophet made dua for him, and the Prophet went to as far as saying that if I had a daughter, I'd marry her to you. Are you sure? All the daughters of the Rasul married. I said, another Sahaba stand said, yeah, so I've got a daughter, I'll marry my daughter to Tamim ad-Dari. And then khalas, then mashallah ta'ala, then the Prophet sallallahu conducted the marriage there between the Sahabi's daughter and saying Tamim ad-Dari, rahimahullah ta'ala. Why? Because he illuminated the mosque of the Prophet sallallahu, although often what's more so attributed to that illumination of the mosque is in the age of Umar ibn al-Khattab, to where we see now permanent suraj, permanent lights. That's as much as it got. In the hadith saying Abdullah ibn Abbas, that the Prophet ﷺ at the end of time, that you will decorate your mosques. Zukhruful masajid. So the Imams consider that to be makruh, not consider to be haram. And then you can speak about the other ahkam, and the likes of, they say, like the ulum, and the ulum al-lugha, ulum al-shar'iyya, all these sciences which the Imams have codified. We spoke about the wadi' before, that the codification of the sciences of knowledge, okay, many of that can be, it's a bid'ah. Like there was no science of nahu in the age of the Prophet sallallahu, but rather the science of nahu, it comes forth from the tabi'in, dominant opinions, Abu Aswad ad-Du'ali, on the instruction of Sayyidina Ali, Karamallah Hawaju, now begins to codify and develop the science of nahu. But that science is important. Why? Because the Quran preserved through nahu, the Quran preserved through the likes of sarf, Quran preserved through the likes of balagha and badi' and ma'ani, all these variant science, ishtiqaqat, all the variant sciences of lugha, of language in and of itself. So that can be wajib. The Imams can go further. The building of institutions in which those sciences are taught, that is a bid'ah also. But that there, like a bid'ah, that is what? That is considered to be mustahab. It's not wajib, the building of institutions, but it's something mustahab. The Imams, rahimahullah ta'ala, institutions that preserve and house, mashallah ta'ala, the teachings of what the sciences of Sanad. Okay, hakada bid'ah. The Prophet sallallahu in the hadith in Sahih Muslim, Aisha, the Prophet said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hada ma laysa minhu fahuwa raddun." That whoever introduces something into this affair of ours that is not of it, it will be rejected. So that the principal tradition upon what innovation is. Okay, in that tradition it's very clear. The Rasul is speaking about two types of innovation. Whoever introduces into this affair of ours, okay, that revealed law that the Prophet came with, Deen al-Haq, the religion of reality, ma laysa minhu, that which is not of it. And the Mafhum al-Mukhalafa dictates, so you can introduce something that is of it. You can introduce something that's not of it, or you can introduce something that is of it. How do you introduce something that is of it? Based upon the principles that the Prophet ﷺ came with. The Prophet ﷺ did not only come with acts, sayings and acts, but he also came with principles, principles that underpinned his very statements and sayings, principles that underpinned his very acts that he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it's those acts that the Imam has been ba'ad from the Sahaba onwards can now, mashallah ta'ala, build and introduce things into the religion, like the compilation of the Quran. a hadath. It wasn't in the age of the Prophet ﷺ. Sahaba did that. Like the praying of Taraweeh in the hadith Sahih Bukhari, Sayyidina Umar called the bid'ah ni'matul bid'ati hadhihi. Sayyidina Umar, when he saw Taraweeh being prayed in Jama'ah, behind which he commanded, behind Sayyidina Ubay ibn Ka'b, the Prophet Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, rahimahullah ta'ala, he called it a bid'ah. What a blessed, what a good bid'ah this is. It is exact way to Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, rahimahullah ta'ala. Okay? And so those who follow the way of the religion without innovation. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.